Well, today we will be discussing about Pakistan-Afghanistan relations. As you know that yesterday there was an exchange of fire where the Afghan forces, without any provocation, attacked on Pakistani posts along the Pak-Afghan border, and then Pakistan was responded to it in a way that more than 200 terrorists, Taliban terrorists, were being killed. Hundreds of them were injured, as the reports uh, were being, reported by the media. And then we have seen that over 20 Afghan posts, they were also being destroyed by the Pakistani troops, and some of them were being captured. And then we have seen the footage, Pakistani flag being hosted over there. So now, what next? That is the most important question. Where we have seen that recently that interim Afghan so-called foreign minister was in New Delhi, and they were holding discussions, and Pakistan knew that Indians were involved inside Pakistan terrorism activities, whatever terrorist acts were going on in Balochistan as well as in KP. India was behind that, and Indians were using the Afghan land. And now this has clearly indicated and displayed that Afghanistan is, inviting the Indians to be part of, the terrorist activities which are going on inside Pakistan. So Pakistan has been, raising this question time and again that Afghan interim government must stop the terrorists entering into Pakistan, and that is the only concern that Pakistan has been showing. So today we are going to discuss this issue. I have with me Mr. Zahir Shah, who is a bureau chief of Bold News and also in Peshawar, and he is also, contributing for the international media from KP. Thank you very much, Mr. Jafri, for joining me.
Well, thank you very much, Waheed. And I think Pakistan-Afghanistan relations, for the first time, they have gone to this level that they're now trading fire, and we have a huge clash a couple of days back, and the other night there was like a full-fledged war between the two countries, the two Muslim countries, neighboring countries. Yes, we had mistrust. We had been at odds on a number of issues about the border closure, about the refugee issues, and there were a little bit of skirmishes between the two security forces on the establishment of some checkpost in one place or the other. But I think this is for the first time that they had gone for a full-fledged kind of a war between the two armed security forces. As far as Pakistan has repeatedly conveyed their concern, not only to the Kabul administration, but also through international forums. Like a couple of weeks back, there was a Moscow format meeting during which Pakistan, Russia, China, and Iran, they had very categorically conveyed to the Afghan Foreign Minister, Amir Khan Muttaqi, who was there for the first time as a proper representative of the Afghan government, that they have to take action against, especially the militant groups like BLA, TTP, ISK, as well as the TIP and IMU militants, which are threatening the immediate neighbors in Central Asian republics like Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, China, obviously, Iran, and Pakistan. But at that forum, even the Afghan foreign minister was reluctant to accept that there are some militant groups. The strike, which was carried out like a couple of days back, and which was blamed on Pakistan, especially during which it was claimed that the outlawed TTP chief Nur Ali Masood was killed. Perhaps the actual issue was the threat which was heard by the one foreign minister while sitting in New Delhi, and it was like never acceptable. And Pakistan has a red line when it comes to relations with India. And the Afghan Taliban, despite claiming to be a brotherly Muslim country, having same culture, same traditions, like we are bonded with the same code of Pakhtunwali, but I think he didn't care for anything, and they have gone to the Indians, and now they are trying to kind of a building relationship. Even India is offering them an ambassador status. Uh, despite the fact that I don't think so India has any direct border with Afghanistan. There is no trade relations directly. They have to go through either Pakistan or to Iran. So what is the reason why Indians wanted to be in Afghanistan, and why Afghanistan allowing them to be on our western border? This is the main concern which Pakistan now has, apart from the militant groups which are operating from the Afghan soil. And also the remarks of the Afghan Foreign Minister Amir Khan Muttaqi about the status of the occupied Kashmir and the Indian atrocities there. I think it is not acceptable to any of the, not even to the Pakistani establishment, not even to the Pakistani government, as well as an ordinary Pakistani like me and you.
You're right that they don't have any, border. They don't have a trade like Pakistan do have with Afghanistan, but I think they do have a dollars. Uh, what, according to you, what kind of a calculations the Taliban had made, when they were making a kind of a choice between Pakistan and India? What is your assessment that why they have gone to such a forward to extending so much cooperation to Indians when during, if you remember, during Ashraf Ghani presidentship and Hamid Karzai's presidentship, Pakistan had a lot of concerns about Indian, operating with close border to Pakistan.
I will just quote Ahmad Shah Massoud, who was one of the top Mujahideen commander from the Northern Alliance. During an interview, he was saying that the way Pakistan is patronizing and supporting the Taliban, I think one day they would be, repenting. And today is the day that we are repenting. The reason why Afghan Taliban wanted to be closer to India, I think they are using this Indian card as a leverage to pressurize Pakistan for a number of concessions. It may be in terms of giving more times to the Afghan refugees, legal and illegal, more than 2 to 3 million they are living in Pakistan. It might be to have some trade kind of facilities, easy going on the border, reopening
But
of
they do
this.
have a one transit trade where they are not being charged taxes. In fact,
No, actually, the Van transit trade has now gone. Almost like $7 8 billion of this trade is now being diverted towards Bandar Abbas in Iran because of a number of technical hitches, because of the security issues, because of yes, we must admit, because of the wrong policies of our government, and maybe the top of it is the corruption and political involvement of a number of politicians who are managing and running this cartel of Afghan transit trade and the transportation stuff. So I think that is a very long story, but still, that Afghan transit trade is no more part of the Pakistani bordering areas like Torkham or Ghulam Khan. That is coming through Iran through Bandar Abbas, and still that smuggled stuff is being pumped into Pakistani economy, and which is destroying us. Billions of dollars are coming. The stuff is coming, and it is being pumped into the Pakistani tribal areas from where they are being, circulated through the nexus throughout the country, even in Karachi, Lahore, Islamabad. So I think that is another loss we are suffering. What I think the Afghans wanted to do it. The only link they could have with India is through trade relations, and that is through either to Pakistan or through Chabahar in Iran. But I think Iran would not be again, trusting them, especially after this Iranian-Israeli conflict, where a number of Afghans were found, they were arrested, they were, even hanged. 65 of them have been hanged for, spying for the Mossad and the Ra nexus. So I think Iranian would not no more be trusting to allow either Indians or Afghans to use Chabahar fort. So that is another way from where they can communicate with India. But again, coming back to your question, I think the reason why they are tilted towards India, they just wanted to use this Indian card to pressurize Pakistan for a number of leverages. This is the only thing which they can do. Otherwise, I think the Indian politicians, the Indian experts, they still believe. I think India is doing a futile exercise by engaging Taliban on the western border. Because of the ideology, because of their tilt towards a hardline strategy. And now the people in opposition are also asking the Indian government, the Modi government, that why they are having interaction with the extremist Islamist Taliban in Afghanistan, who even don't have allowed women to go to school. They don't give any rights to the minorities. So a lot of complicated issues are there. But again, when it comes to Pakistan, perhaps I think Pakistan is really disappointed the way Afghan Taliban are behaving. Earlier, I think they had been excusing that there are no militants, there are no TTP people, there are no ISK or the BLA. But now they are, after this clash, they are opening up. They are not saying that perhaps they are not willing to take action against those
So
militants.
do you
So this
think
is a
that
very
it was
serious
a
issue.
do you think that it was a miscalculation by the Afghan Taliban, which is still an interim government? In fact, they were supposed to hold the election or, have a extensive kind of a government where they could include people from various ethnic groups living in Afghanistan from different provinces. But that didn't happen for the last 4 years.
Well, actually, now this is the main fault of the international community and the breach of Doha Accord, because the Taliban are just a group which is ruling the entire country. They are imposing their tyrant policies on the entire population. The people in the northern region, like northern Afghanistan, Uzbek, Tajiks, Hazara, they are not happy. People from the Shia community, they are not happy. Also, even in the Pakhtun belt, if you come across the eastern provinces, Gulbuddin Hikmatyar, he was one of the top key Mujahideen commander who fought against not only against the USSR but also against the United States. He's being part of the government, but he's kept out. Then the Khalifa Sirajuddin Haqqani, the Haqqani group, which was one of the powerful group which defeated the Americans as well as the Russians, they are not being part of the government. Yes, symbolically they do are part of it, but actually they don't have a role, they don't have an authority. So I think this is not an inclusive government. Even if the government wanted, if the international community has agreed to impose Taliban, the hardliners on Afghan people, but they cannot fulfill those guarantees which were given by Qatar, which was given by Saudi Arabia and UAE, as well as the United States and its allies. So still, that's why the people from within, they have started raising voices. Actually, the people from the northern side, the Mujahideen commanders under Rasul Sayaf, they have formed a political alliance. They would be soon launching a political struggle. The former Jihadi commander's son, Ahmed Masood, he is leading an armed resistance front against the Taliban. Now, if we come up inside, the Taliban are tattered actually. 19 to 20 cities, they are controlled by the ISK. Same is the case with TTP. They are like 5 to 6 cities are totally controlled by them. So I don't think so. The Afghan interim government in Kabul do have authority like over 40 to 50% of Afghan soil. The people, the warlords, the unchecked American weapons, the drugs, kidnappings, and everything is going on. So obviously, symbolically, they are the rulers in Kabul, but they are not the actual ruler of Afghanistan, and that is the reason voices are being raised not only in Afghanistan but international community, the Afghan diaspora, the intellectual, the educated lot of Afghans who are living in Canada, in Germany, in United States, in Britain. They are repeatedly asking a question from the US-led coalition that why this hardline Taliban, infidels, kind of extremists are, imposed on the Afghan people against their will. So I think it's the duty of the international community to take care of all this mess.
Do you see that the Chinese, Russians, there was a kind of effort going on that
The moment there,
uh,
yeah. Uh,
sure,
yes, the
that
Chinese, I think the Chinese government, sorry, wait.
it's okay, please.
Yes, the Chinese have also shown their concern. The Chinese are willing to expand and extend the BRI and CPAC project. They are coming up with a number of mineral exploration projects, but they have halted the entire mechanism. The reason obviously is that they have conveyed to the Afghan authorities that until and unless they are provided security, it's not possible to carry out those minerals exploration, the oil exploration in the Amu River, also the the railway project, which would be expanded from Madar Sharif to Landi Kotal through Afghanistan, that would be held in abeyance. Also, if we come up to the Central Asian republics, they have a number of development projects in the form of CASA 1000 electricity exchange projects from which Afghans will be benefiting. Then we have this Type A pipeline, gas pipeline project that would be also halted. Then we have this trilateral, tri-nation, Pakistan, Uzbekistan, Afghanistan railway project that is also, being suspended. So the Afghan interim government's decision, I think the people in Afghanistan would be suffering a lot if they continue to support these militant groups. They are
Okay.
unable to,
Okay, Jafri Sahab,
stop them. They
I
are.
think I believe that you are short of time. Just one question. Today, Sohail Afridi made a very, aggressive speech in KP Assembly, and I would like just to you have to comment on when he said that we would not allow operations inside KP, and we asked the federal government to revisit this policy. And again, relations with Afghanistan, that they should be also, the provincial government as well as the elders should also be consulted before making any future policy with Afghanistan. So, what is your take on it?
Actually, the real issue is I think the provincial government has a mandate to discuss all these issues as the chief executive of the province during the apex committee meetings, or the central security committee meeting, which is attended by all the chief ministers, the prime minister, the army chief, as well as the intelligence chief. Otherwise, I think the fiery speeches on the stages during the rallies or in the provincial assembly, on the floor of the provincial assembly, it has nothing to do with the policy. The second thing, I don't think so. The provincial government has the capacity of stopping anyone from doing any operation because it is already in progress. They have invited the army under Article 245 to safeguard the areas, to defend the Pakistani soil against the militants, the terrorists, as well as the foreign invasion. And especially when hostile western border Afghanistan is attacking Pakistan. So, is it possible that the provincial government should have any say in devising these policies while fighting the war on terror? So, I think if they really wanted to do some good, they have to improve their governance. They have to keep a focus on the development and extension of law enforcement agencies to police, strengthening the police and the counter-terrorism department to fight militancy. Otherwise, I think just before that, Ali Amin Gandapur was also having fiery speeches. He used to stop this and that, but still, more than 10,000 intelligence-based operations were carried out during this year. 700 militants were killed. More than 900 security personnel have died. So, what is the formula with the PTI or the PTI chief or even the new chief minister? I don't think so. He has any policy or he might have any formula. Yes, KP is the main stakeholder. It should be taken on board. There should be a discussion, and there is a forum where all these issues have to be discussed. I don't think so that floor of the house or rallies or the political gatherings where you do fiery speeches to get headlines. So for headlines, yes, it is okay. Everyone would be getting it, opposing the military operation, calling to have talks with the TTP. Yes, it can be a headline every second day, and it can be taken up by the mainstream media 8 to 11 times. So otherwise, I don't think so. This is practically it is possible, and practically, I think the any of the PTI chief minister, even Sohail Afridi, won't be able to do anything technically and officially about all these issues.
Thank you very much, Zahir Shah, being on my show. Thank you very much for your time, please. Thank you.